So, I've had a week. If you've been following me on Tumblr, you may know that I haven't been able to move my car for about 3 weeks because it just keeps snowing. More snow all the time. And before the first snow, I got what I thought was a really good parking place right outside my apartment window. Very convenient and very easy to see what's going on with my car in case anything weird is going on with my car, which is fine. I trust my neighbors, but still, it's nice to be able to see it. But it also happens to be a parking place with a pothole right next to the front tire that just keeps icing over every time the snow melts, which it does quite frequently. But of course, not enough for me to get out of that parking place, just enough to put more ice there. So I've been stuck basically going back and forth between work and my apartment, which isn't too bad, but it's got me developing a little bit of cabin fever. And I don't feel comfortable asking my friends for rides to a lot of places because I've already asked people for rides to the grocery store, which is like a necessity. That's like the most important thing that I have to do, and they've been very accommodating in that regard. Except for last weekend when everybody was in Indianapolis and I was completely snowed in because we got about an extra 6 inches that day because of course. So at the beginning of this week, temperatures were finally starting to warm up and the snow was melting a little bit, and I thought I would give one last good college try in getting my car out of its parking place, and needless to say, I couldn't. So I got out of my car and locked it and closed the door and then realized that my keys were still sitting on the front seat, and I couldn't get into my apartment because the keys were still in the car, and I couldn't get into my car because the only spare set of keys was in my apartment. I was in a bit of a pickle. So I talked to my neighbors who are good at picking locks, and they said that they couldn't help me because I was too responsible about making sure that everything is locked the way it's supposed to be, and if I had missed a little bit of one of the locks, then maybe they would be able to do something. So I called the locksmith, and I did have a little bit of emergency funds saved up. That is what they're for, but it doesn't feel good to have to use them for that kind of dumb mistake. So the locksmith came, he popped the door open, I got my keys, got into my apartment, and lo and behold, my heating was off. My apartment was already down to about 56 degrees, which I think is 10 degrees Celsius? I don't know. Anyway, it's too cold for an apartment to be. So I called emergency maintenance. The guy said he would come over, no fee because it's covered by my landlord, which is nice, but still I had to wait about an hour before he could get there. So this man showed up with his son to fix the heater, and his son was really excited, and it was adorable to see them working together, and his son was 8 years old, very excited to help his dad out at work. And then I found out why his son had to be there. He had come to my apartment from the emergency room because his other son had completely snapped his thumb back at wrestling practice, and his wife was there getting that taken care of. Then this man showed me his own ankle, which was sprained or broken. It's in a brace regardless, and I was like, great. Now I can't even complain to this man about how bad my week has been because he's had it so much worse. And that was only Tuesday. So needless to say, I'm not going to recount every little thing that happens, but I think you've got an idea of how it's been. So what I'd like you all to do is just commiserate. Just let me be miserable because that happens every once in a while when you're an adult. I mean, I'm not actually miserable. Once things started going bad, I automatically went into the mode of thinking about what a good story this would be to tell my grandkids when they're complaining about the battery running out on their double new Nintendo 74DS or whatever they'll have those days. But yeah, tell me about your weeks or something. I don't know. Just comment something that you think is appropriate for this. My brain isn't really working right now, and I'll see you all next week.